Breakfast puppies, dinner puppies, lunch puppies. Ain't no thing. I'll dust all them puppies because I'm Jebediah. I'm the farmer over here. I got all your dusting puppy needs.
We're all set to begin, so let's dive right in to Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Talking bicycles and motorbikes, gamer things and all the like. You can listen to it in your cars, but mostly it's about dive bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars.
Welcome to another Bikers, Dice, and Bars character jam. As usual, this is a bonus thing that we sort of record after an episode when we are good and tanked, and judging from the amount of times I've had to start this over and from the cuts here, I think we qualify for that.
Is this take 3?
This is whatever.
I don't know.
This is take math. Now, as usual, I am your dungeon master NPC.
Just Jacob.
And joining us for this special episode,
I'm Tinsel. Wait, no, I'm Linsel, like Tinsel, but with an L.
Linzel.
Linzel in the house.
No, Tinzel.
Tinzel, Washington. Oh, and I'm Poppy Beaujolais.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Let's do a character jam, and this time we're taking it to something of a retro clone of an old school game, and this one is called The Nightmares Underneath.
Hey, NPC, sometime on the mics, will you tell us your feelings about retro clones?
Sounds
I love
spooky.
retro clones.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're amazing. I play them almost exclusively these days.
Excellent. At some point,
a retro clone?
A retro clone is a game that is designed to emulate and inspired by old school D&D or some other old school game. There are other retro clones out there. Mostly it's old school D&D. And that's like the 6 stats. Player skill is more important than character skill, kind of open sandboxy style play.
Okay.
You play in the Hammer Crawl games.
Correct.
So Hammer Crawl is a retro clone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a D20 system.
Not necessarily.
No,
Because like you could certainly have an old game like Shadowrun, and there could be a retro clone based off that,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
would not be D20 at that point.
There's a retro clone of Warhammer called Xander. Yeah.
it's actually
retro
much better
clone.
than Warhammer.
Fascinating.
I disagree.
You and I can have a throwdown.
I
Oh,
think
I don't
Is
like
there a Warhammer
conversation
fantasy
about
fight
that.
happening?
Warhammer 2nd Edition is the perfect game, and I will fucking fight you. And I did not like what...
Shit, you guys, they just both pulled swords.
And I did not
Sir?
like the way Zweihander took it. However, we're not here to talk about Zweihander.
Put your swords away.
We are here to talk about...
Choose your weapon, sir.
I was going to say, if you guys are going to fight over Warhammer, you're going to have to roll hit locations.
My weapon is The Nightmares Underneath by Johnstone Metzger. This is a retro clone of old school D&D inspired by Arabic and Persian mythology. You have the standard formula of a bunch of people going into a dungeon. However, the setting has its own explanation for dungeons. The dungeons are incursions from the nightmare realm that have clawed their ways into reality. They pop up here and there. One might open its door somewhere randomly on the wilderness. Another one might just suddenly appear as that back door that you never saw before behind the butcher's shop. Your characters are adventurers, people who have stepped outside of their lives, their social structure, to go down and destroy these dungeons. You venture forth into these nightmare incursions to find the heart of the dungeon.
That sounds kind of sexy.
The heart is a treasure, and you must bring it out.
Yeah.
By bringing it out of the dungeon can be defeated and eventually collapses into nothing.
Like Davy Jones? With his heart and the thing and
The guy from the Monkees?
No.
Yes, just like the monkeys.
not the Monkeys Davy Jones. The
The
other
one who has
Davy
the locker?
Jones. Davy
This
Jones locker.
is one of my favorite pieces of gaming art ever.
Yes.
And it
Wait, the
is
left or
the
the
black
right?
and white inside cover. It is simply a man somebody walking past, hanging with a dangling axe head.
We will be posting a photo.
And beneath are the nightmares.
Hey, Lensel, while
Wait,
we're
hold
having
on.
this photo break, would you hand me 3d6?
Ooh.
Each
shit,
of you is
my-
going to need 3 6-sided
My dice are upstairs.
Well, you'll have to use some of the plethora that are still here.
Oh, no.
Do you have color
I got it.
I
preferences,
don't
Jacob?
care.
Well, then I'm giving you black with red pips.
I need ones with numbers.
The art in this game
Yes.
It's
Phenomenal.
really luscious.
is amazing.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
nice.
I want me a copy of this book so hard. So hard.
And Johnstone Metzger wrote the nightmares underneath, and he has also since released a book. God, I can't remember the name of it, but I want to say it's called The Blasphemous Grimoire. Anyway, he released a book of nothing but spells and new mage types. And he also has a book out, which is a mega dungeon, and it is literally called The Dungeon Full of Monsters.
Is
That's
this
a
another?
on-point negative.
Is this another Dan bowl?
Yes, that
Oh.
bowl full of dice, much like The Dungeon Full of Monsters, is actually not at all like The Dungeon Full of Monsters, because that one was made by a fellow named Dan who runs a mom and pop wine shop.
Yeah, both of these dice
Shout out
bowls.
to the mom and pop wine shop. Thank you for keeping us well lubed.
And with having beautiful cups and bowls for which we
Filled with
are
dice.
drinking and dicing and oh dear. Okay.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Should we
this
assume-
game opens up? It's got a little bit of stuff about the background of the setting. Very basic stuff if you want to add some setting information and some between dungeon kind of characterization. However, this game is largely about going into the dungeons and defeating the threats of chaos that are coming up from beneath, from the Nightmare Realms.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching NPC page through the book to get to the character generation section, and he's passing page versus page of artwork.
Amazing.
Wow,
Speaks
that's
to me.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a little reminiscent of the stories, scary stories to tell in the dark kind of style of artwork, but less creepy.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just like
Oh, that's gorgeous.
the art that he put together for this is extremely evocative. And it puts together exactly the feel that you want for this setting.
Oh God, I'm so tired and so drunk, guys. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so first thing you need to do is you're going to write down your 6 stats. They're slightly different
Oh,
than D&D, so
curses.
I'm going to read them to you in order.
All right, I'm paying attention.
They are alphabetical in order.
Okay.
Charisma, or cha. Dexterity, or dex. Ferocity, or FER. That is basically strength, aggression, athletic power, and so on. Health is needed not only to stave off death, but also to enjoy life while it lasts. Intelligence, and then finally, willpower.
And we're rolling 3d6.
Now
for
you're
each
going to
of these?
roll 3d6
Oh
in
my gosh.
order
Oh my gosh.
down the
And
line.
Not even 46 minus
and none
1.
of that drop the lowest bullshit.
Yeah,
we
this
just
is like-
add this up.
This is
All
like,
right.
you got hardcore.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, good. Son of a fuck.
Oh my fucking God. Linsel
Wow.
just rolled a
Looks-
3.
Looks like
Poppy,
I'm playing
take
a 3 charisma.
Take a photo of that.
I thought my 6 charisma was bad.
Ooh, 3.
In my years of gaming, that is only the
Hold on.
second 3 I've ever seen rolled for a character.
Well, I think we may see one more in the next 5 rolls. Let's see how it goes.
The first one was rolled for an NPC that a buddy of mine helped me roll up for a Stars Without Number game that I'm rolling right now. Charisma of
Lindsay, you
3.
screwed.
50.
Okay, that is a significantly better roll.
Holy smokes. 17 down the end of the table. Furiosity. I struggle a little bit with FER to show Furiosity since it looks like a PER for perception.
Yeah.
This may be the greatest character I've ever rolled.
Oh, I got a 3
You got a 3?
for intuition. Was that intuition or
take-
intelligence?
Take another picture of that. This is amazing. My mind is blown, guys. 3 in one session.
Oh my god, that is
Or 2
that
in
is
one
a
session?
incredibly average roll
Hey,
across the
Linsel,
board.
what would your intelligence be?
I got a 12. Does that make me
Oh,
the
thank
genius? I am slightly above average.
Go on an adventure.
Hey, that's racist? No, that's Southern
I don't know.
is.
That's classist.
That's classes.
Regionalist? Regionalist.
Oh dear.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
All right. Read to me what you got. We'll start with you, Tinsel.
All right. Well, my character has a charisma of 3, pitiful, a dexterity of 15, significant,
That's
but
pretty good.
not overwhelming. And then the rest of their stats fall decidedly within average. Curiosity of 9, health of 11, intelligence of 12, and a will of 11.
What you got, Poppy?
Charisma of 6.
Awesome.
Dexterity of 12. Ferocity of 16. Health of 12. Intelligence of 3.
Oof.
And willpower of 8.
Okay, so this is a Pekingese. All right.
So this is just Jacob with a charisma of 14.
Oh my God, he's the face of the group.
Oh, you think so now?
You're like a cell phone company sales rep. Good Lord.
Dexterity 7. Ferocity 9. Health of 13. Intelligence of 8. Willpower of 17. So, Linsel, how did you get this group together?
How did I get this group together?
Well, hold on.
What is
Now-
your intelligence?
12.
Well, oh my gosh, you're so smart.
I'm pretty sure that you guys wouldn't want to be anywhere near me. I suspect my character stinks.
So
He's
now-
got a charisma of 3.
Now you got to put numbers next to them.
Mm.
So if anybody has a 3, put a -3 next to it for its modifier. If anybody has a number of 4 to 5, put a -2 next to it. If anybody has a number from 6 to 8, put a -1. If anybody has a number from 9 to 12, put an X. There's no modifier. 13 to 15 is +1.
13 to 14
13 to 15.
to 15.
16 and 17 is +2. And then finally 18 is +3.
I don't think we
Nightmares
got any of
beneath.
those.
You're playing around with the bell curve we were expecting. Not
Oh
fair.
my gosh. This is
No, this is the standard bell curve.
Is it?
This is the old school, not the
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like 9, 10, 11, and 12 are nothing. 13, 14, 15 are +1. 16. Yeah. Yep. 18 is +3. 19 is +4. 20 is +5. So it
bounces up faster.
yeah.
But,
balances things right there in the middle. And then as you get closer to the extreme, the modifiers ramp up pretty quickly. So now you each need to pick a class, a profession. Sorry, there are 8 professions. I'm going to tell you what they are, and then we're going to match them to your stats because you really want to want to be good at what you're choosing.
I
ideally.
deny that.
The professions are assassin, bard, champion, cultist, fighter, scholar, thief, and wizard.
I think with an intelligence of 3, I'm a cultist.
Not necessarily.
Okay, Linzel,
Denzel.
what are your highest 2 stats?
Well, my dexterity is my highest stat with a 15, a +1. Otherwise, everything else is on the average level. I've got a 12 as my next highest. So
All right.
I feel like a thief is probably the best bet.
You could do assassin.
He's not an assassin. I mean, if he's an assassin with a charisma of 3, I feel like, well, maybe that just means that he works through an
You're
intermediary.
the Iceman.
Yeah, I prefer.
Assassins are essentially martial thieves. They're skilled at climbing, disarming traps, handling poisons, hiding, hunting. So that's it, hurting. Moving silently and stealthily, picking locks, tinkering with mechanisms, and keeping their gear in good working order.
I think an assassin is just a little too organized for me. So I think I'm going to embrace thiefliness because I think that this character is more likely to be a street level pickpocket /
All right, then your profession is
opportunist.
thief. The prime attribute for a thief by itself is dex. Poppy.
No.
What are your highest 2 stats?
Dexterity is 12, ferocity 16,
I think
health 12.
I think you might be an assassin, which could be dex and ferocity,
Isn't there a fighter equivalent?
I'm cool with being an
or
assassin.
ferocity. What's your
Ferocity of 16.
okay? Fighter.
Fighter?
Yeah.
Fighter.
be,
Fighter's good.
What's your health?
My health is a 12.
You could also be a champion of evil.
Ooh.
I mean,
Champions of evil. So champions are essentially paladins, but they're divided across 4 different alignments. So champions of chaos get magic. Champions of evil are really good at murdering things.
Okay, I'm a champion of evil.
Champions of good can heal people with lay on hands, essentially. And champions of law get a spiritual enemy that they can do bonus.
Can my name be Donald?
So you're
No.
You're a thief.
I'm planning on being a thief, yeah.
You're a champion of evil.
Champion of evil.
So go team murder hobo. Is that what I'm hearing here?
I feel like maybe there's something like that going on.
All right. And finally, Jacob.
My willpower is a 17. My charisma is a 14.
You're a priest. No.
You're a cultist.
Ooh.
I'm thinking I might be a cultist. I don't remember how that.
You'd make a pretty good cultist, I think.
So your willpower is your highest.
Yes.
And what's your intelligence?
An 8.
What's your health?
A 13.
I think you're going to be a cultist. So not everyone has embraced the doctrine of law. Some still worship forgotten gods and practice strange creeds. They see society as theologically weak. While they have forged their philosophies through hardship and toil, it is no wonder they can stand against the invading darkness so well. Cultists are essentially the clerics. However, they can't be lawful.
There you go. I think we've definitely got
their prime attributes are health and willpower.
Excellent.
All right, we're going to go back to the thief here. So each of you is going to have what's called a hit die. Or HD, but you might just want to write out hit die. Champion, your hit die is a D8, while as thief and cultist, your hit die is a D6.
I just wrote hit with an E, so I have a height die, apparently.
Well, your height die,
my height die
is a D8.
Okay.
Everybody else is a D6.
Booyah.
Booyah.
Thief, you don't have to write this down, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I want to know it.
You can't hide or be stealthy in a suit of plate or when you are encumbered.
You know, I think that's probably true for most non-thieves, too.
And while you normally have a special ability to pretty much just search whenever, you cannot roll. You must roll to search like any other character when you wear a suit of plate. Wow. I don't think you're ever going to be wearing plate.
No. In fact, I can be confident that I'm never going to be wearing plate.
All right, cultist.
Yes, sir.
You can't be lawful. So that, oh yeah, we should pick alignments real quick. The alignments are good, evil, law, chaotic, lawful, chaotic, and neutral.
Is Poppy required to be evil?
Yes.
Yeah, I am evil.
So I will also be evil.
All right, thief.
Well, I feel like it's so torn. I mean, I feel like I want to embrace the chaos aspect of things without necessarily being truly evil.
You can be chaotic.
I think I'll just be chaotic. I'm just rolling with you guys because I'm an opportunist and you seem like you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Follow us.
So you're like the group mom.
Wait a minute.
Group mom?
Time out. Wait a minute. You said you seem like you know what you're doing. What's your intelligence?
Okay, fair enough.
3?
8?
Yeah, but I have a charisma of 3 and a poor judge of character.
See, I'm so evil because I have no empathy and zero moral compass.
You sound like somebody I want to hang out with.
No, honey.
Nice to meet you. I have no moral compass.
Means I will also fuck you over.
Oh, I see. Suddenly the kid gloves are off, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm saying I have no moral compass. You're not an exception.
Cultist.
We'll have to be your moral.
You get to fight with your bare hands. You can throw things at people. You can use shields and wear light armor. Plus, you get to pick 2 choices from the following: blades, blunt weapons, firearms, garrots, heavy armor, or missile weapons.
I'll get back to you on that because that's a hard decision.
Okay. Those you do not choose are restricted by your cult precepts, or you're simply not skilled at using them.
That's pretty cool.
Anyway, you also must surrender half your income to the cult every time you come back from a dungeon.
As is appropriate.
In order to gain the experience points from it.
How else would it be?
You're skilled at religion. Well, So the skill section here is vague. You don't have set skills.
Oh, okay.
You have a general area of expertise, and you are skilled at the application and knowledge of religion and religious precepts.
As much as someone can be with an intelligence of 8.
And I'm going to give you some special. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to do special abilities yet. What do we have? A champion of evil?
Your
I'm a
knowledge
champion
of
of evil.
religion is instinctual.
Oh, dear God. All right. Champion of evil.
Baby.
You must display your alignment prominently.
It is tattooed across my forehead.
Evil.
Evil. Like the very fruits of the devil.
On her shield, it has big
Evil.
writing where it says, "No moral compass."
Yes. No gods, no masters.
You must adhere to some kind of code, philosophy, or religion that reflects and promotes your alignment.
My code is just simply fuck all y'all.
I don't know that I would consider that as promoting your religion.
Fuck all y'all.
Good.
I'm right, you're wrong. Shut up.
That sounds strangely familiar.
All right, and now we're going to
Catholicism?
No, I was talking about our current modern.
Sorry to all of our Catholic listeners.
now we're going to actually go ahead and write down your special abilities.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm
so
ready.
You ready for these?
Yes.
We got champion open, so that's what we're going to do.
Hold on a second. I'm dyslexic. Give me a break. And I'm drunk. All right. Drunk less kick. What do you got
You
for me?
add your level to attack rolls.
Okay. Add. Okay.
When your group rests,
Mhm.
you can essentially help others heal.
So why would I do that?
No, only if they are of the same alignment as you.
Oh, help other evils.
Maybe I should
Because
be
you're
evil.
a champion of evil, so they gain
I need them to be
inspiration
yes,
from your presence.
awesome. That's right, motherfucker.
All right, I guess I'm going to be evil.
Yes, we've converted one already.
I mean, ultimately, I know why I'm rolling with you crazy fuckers if I'm not going to just be
we
evil.
have the best drugs and the best women. Come on.
Ooh.
You
shit.
always you always know when magic in your presence requires or targets evil, so you can sense evil or evil affecting magic.
Or evil requiring magic? Did I hear
You
that too?
always know when someone near you is evil.
Yeah, no.
That's why.
That's how we met.
It's like,
I feel like I can tell you anything.
I
And
feel
you
so
don't judge me.
connected.
Choose one of these
'Kay.
as your special weapon.
Got it.
Axes,
Mm.
bows and arrows,
Mm.
clubs and maces, daggers and knives,
Mm.
firearms,
Mm.
garrots, picks and hammers, pole arms and spears, swords, and finally thrown weapons.
Hmm.
I really like the idea of a champion of evil that uses garrots.
Since I am a champion,
stay out of my turf. I took rocks.
since I'm a champion of evil, I really think like one of my weapons would be a sounding device.
Sounding.
So a sigh.
So a thin strip of metal I'm
That you
going to
shove in people's penises.
stuff up to
Whoa, what?
urethras and
What just happened?
cervixes.
Okay, this is becoming a different kind of game. Good night, y'all.
yeah, really.
All right, firearms. And
What's your highest stat? Ferocity?
ferocity.
You're going to want
you
to
wanna
pick
hit
something
something-
that's strength
something heavy.
based.
So a garrote.
No, that's garrote is something you sneakily twist around someone's neck.
I know I'm real strong.
Yeah, but you got to maneuver. You need to
Strength
maneuver
generally-
to get
A
to it.
maneuver. Darling, wake up. I've invented a maneuver.
The real
It's
question
called
is,
the fuck you
It's
maneuver.
called the fuck you.
you
in
want to
your
use
pee
one
hole
hand
maneuver.
or two hands? That's really the
All
big
right,
question.
so okay, what was it? It's like swords and knives.
Swords, knives,
Swords and
axes,
knives.
maces.
Axes. Maces.
All my axes live in Texas. Axes.
Axes are fun.
And, swords.
Axes
So
and
you pick
swords.
one.
Fuck.
Axes or swords.
Sword.
Or hammers.
I bludgeoning people does sound like fun.
Or
It does.
So picks and hammers is one of them. So you get to use picks and hammers.
Picks and hammers.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a really
Picks and
good
hammers.
way to kill somebody, a pick or a hammer.
with a fucking mattock.
Picks and hammers because I'm an evil
So
motherfucker.
what that means is
All right,
when you
what's up?
attack with this type of weapon,
Yes.
you inflict your damage twice as if you had made 2 successful attacks.
That's very pleasant.
All right, and now we're
Plus
going to
it's
do the cultist because it's next in the book.
So evil.
Cultist. You add your level to attack rolls. You are also a good fighter. You have a spiritual enemy that you may banish from your presence as a simple action. choose one of the following: beasts, dwellers in the deep, fairies, golems, humans, or the undead. Keep in mind, they're human.
Yeah, I like the cultist that scares humans away. Who joined your cult?
What's your willpower modifier?
+2.
All right. You have a mastery of 2 spells per level, plus additional spells equal to your willpower modifier. So you begin the game with 4 spells. We're going to randomly roll them, mind you. So keep that ready.
Awesome.
Make a note, 4 of them.
Yep. Done.
All right. And we're done. Thief.
I suspect I can search anytime as long as I'm not wearing plate.
Search an area in haste. If the dungeon level is equal to your level or lower, you must roll equal to. Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah, this is a 3-fold ability. Searching.
We have so many left-handed people at this table.
First off,
Kind of sexy.
I'm going to start from the simpler version. First off, you always find hidden things when you spend a turn searching a dungeon of your level or lower, and you always roll against your full dexterity score when you search a higher level dungeon. That's if you take time.
Okay.
However, if you do it hastily, if the dungeon level is equal to or your level or lower, you simply roll equal to or lower than your dexterity score. If it's a higher level of the dungeon than your level, then you roll against half your dexterity score.
Ooh.
This is a roll under kind of game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still 3d6 on these rolls?
Yeah.
I want to change.
No, it's
D20s?
1d20.
I want to change my weapon.
Too late. And it's written down. Did you write it down?
Yes.
It's on the sheet.
God damn
it's
it.
done.
What did you want to change it to?
A sounding device hooked up to a car battery.
God damn it. What am I doing here?
She's a champion of evil who likes to hook up people's nipples to electrodes.
Oh, this isn't sounding device hooked up to a car battery.
Okay, anyway, Thief, note that you are skilled at climbing. You're skilled at thiefy shit. You've played a thief, right? You know a thief?
I am familiar with what
This
thieves
is a
can
thief.
generally do.
You do thief stuff. Okay.
All right.
You're a politician.
I don't have to pick a certain weapon or anything, though, huh?
Nope.
Can't use weapons.
Oh, so here's the fun thing about this game. Most any class can use any weapon at any time, unless it specifically says you can't.
Oh, it's just these guys get a bonus to their attack rolls because they're martial classes.
They do.
Gotcha.
You don't. However, weapons don't have individual damage. Whatever your hit die is how much damage you do when you wield a weapon.
Well, that's an interesting
A
simplification.
wizard with a D4 can pick up a greatsword and hit someone with
doing
it.
D4 damage.
They're doing a D4 damage.
I love it. That's great.
So it's really cool the way this works. Also, most anyone can use any armor unless it says that they can't. Like you,
I can't use
your
plate
thing is. Oh no,
I could use it,
You
but I
can
couldn't
use
do
it,
any of my thiefly things.
but you
once
lose
I
your
was doing
thief
it.
things in it. Yeah. All right, spells. Champion. Oh no, the only spellcaster we have is the cultist.
Thank you.
Your privileged school. What? Cultist.
I think that's based on.
Oh, choose one school other than law. For each spell you have mastered, you may either roll D100 on the entire table or 1D10 on the school table. And schools, you can randomly roll the school if you want.
Ooh, I think you should choose art school.
Well,
There are 10 schools.
There are 10 schools other than law.
But there are total 10 schools, including law.
How many schools are there?
10, including law.
You should roll a D9.
Would that be...
Just roll a D10. And if you get law...
Don't eat the dice, Jacob.
Ooh,
9.
9 is law.
3.
Okay.
3 I signed up with the missionaries. I didn't realize what I was getting into.
You're the worst evil cultist ever.
Isn't that usually how that goes down?
3 is divination.
Ooh.
Maybe
That'll
he's
be
undercover at the law
that'll be
school.
useful.
All right, so here's how this works.
Undercover
You can
lawyer?
choose to roll 1d10 on the divination table or roll 1d100 on the entire table. But
Is
we
that-
skip law.
Right.
Oh, wait, do we?
Big.
Oh, we can still give you law. You can still get law spells.
We're going to go 1D100 on everything.
Okay.
Right on.
I got 4 spells. We need a bit of
Are
everything.
you sure you just don't want a divination spell? that you can-
Okay, we will go
There's
with...
some fucking cool
we will
ones.
go with 1 divination
Okay.
spell, and the rest will be off the
All right.
D100. 1.
Clairaudience.
I can hear things at a distance.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Nice.
Either that, or you can have a little sit down and powwow with somebody who works at one of those Claire boutiques in the mall.
Oh, and for the record, these aren't fire and forget
Get
spells.
your ears pierced.
Claire's
You
audience.
can use these spells multiple times.
Right,
Mm.
nice. Oh, I want to be a spellcaster.
Okay, the green one's going to be the tens die. Going for the D100, 89.
Nice.
Or sorry, 98.
Even nicer.
Shrink.
Nice.
Does that mean I reduce in size, or does that mean I help people with their emotional and personal problems?
I want to sit down and have a little powwow. Sit down on the cultist couch.
Lay down on the couch and talk about your mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
50.
Right in the middle.
Do a lot of drugs if you're a union.
Second wind. It's a healing spell.
Ot 3.
Brutal weapon. It is a battle spell.
Okay.
Nice.
Is that
Is that
4?
3?
That's
Oh,
4.
oh,
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yep. Shrink.
Oh, yeah.
Second
what
wind.
sort of spell is Shrink?
Shrink is a heal. Shrink is a transformation spell. Okay, next we're going to do your social status.
Ooh.
This is
where
important.
This is where my 3 charisma is really going to shine.
Social status.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Each of you roll 3d6. Your social class.
Please, God, not another Aristocat.
Oh, we roll starting equipment randomly based on social class.
Ooh.
I have a program, for the record, that I wrote
9.
specifically for this game. That at
Wow.
one button, you press it, and it creates a
Equips
brand
you,
new
huh?
character complete with a full equipment list and spell list from this game. Just letting you know.
Social class of 11.
What'd you get, Linsel?
13.
All right, 9.
19.
Oh,
9.
9 is none. You are middle class, city folk, freemen, merchant, and proletariats.
11.
11. You are the same, middle class, city folk, freemen, and proletariat.
13?
13. You are
Unlucky.
knighthood.
Oh, fuck you.
You are from lesser nobility, successful bankers and merchants, and wealthy city folk. At this rank, you may be called Bay, Faris, or Sheik.
Bay?
Bay,
BEY.
Faris,
B-A-E?
B-E-Y.
Sup, Bay? Mm.
You may be called
caught me-
Bay, Ferris, or Sheik.
Bay caught me slipping.
If you
Ferris?
have a legitimate leadership position, which I don't
Bay.
think you do.
Oh, no, I don't. I don't. So I'm
Bay.
from
Hey,
a
Bay.
well-off family
You're
is
from
what
a
it
well-off
comes down
family,
to.
yeah.
But
Hey, Bay.
hey, Bay.
Hey,
Hey,
Bay.
Bay. Oh,
Okay,
Bay.
now I need
Mm.
each of you to roll a d10. Oh,
I
wait,
needed-
sorry.
What?
Hold on.
For me, D10, Jacob.
Oh, gotcha. We're each going to have you, no, not a d10, you need a d20.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, God.
Don't throw the dice, please.
Didn't throw it.
I would be very
We've all
angry.
drank enough that we are
if I lost
becoming
that.
that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Each of you
I-
roll a d20.
All right.
This is for your motive. We'll start with you, Jacob. You got it?
Motive of 15.
15.
I'm going to re-
You
I got a
must
15
fight
also,
the
so I'm gonna
nightmare
Oh, it's 17.
incursions in order to bury or uncover a family secret. Linsel?
7?
7. You can't work a normal job because you have no profitable skills other than adventuring.
17.
17. You must fight the nightmare incursions in order to free yourself from a curse or something that haunts you. These are your personal motivations for going forth into the dungeons.
My personal motivation is that I can't get a job.
My curse is that I am so dumb.
I come from a well-off family that apparently kicked me to the streets.
Maybe you're like a 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th son.
I guess
It is
so.
Persian. you
Yeah,
know.
sure.
Now we're going to do some random starting equipment.
Right on.
I think most of you are two of you are middle class.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and roll those.
What did we roll?
What you're going to roll is 3d6. Each of you is going to roll a 3d6. As high as you can. Is
7.
No, super high or super low. It's pretty
7,
cool.
unfortunately.
8.
16.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
good.
15, excuse me.
Fucking 8.
Basic math.
7.
Does anybody else really want Chick-fil-A right now? Or is it just me?
Chick-a-chow-down.
Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Anyway, we'll start with Poppy.
Yes.
You have, in fact, both of you
Yes.
at the same thing.
Yeah.
You have the same roll. Both of
8?
you get a 7, you get an 8.
Okay.
You have 1d6 flasks of oil.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d6 to determine your number, Poppy.
1.
You have 1d6 vials of acid. You have a crowbar, a hand mirror, a leather jerkin, which is light armor, 6 torches, a tinderbox,
Swipe left.
Heyo.
a set of tools for the profession of your choice.
Evil tools.
Yes, you sort of those like fake voting ballots.
Yeah.
Evil tools.
And then finally, you both have this is my favorite part. You both have a small collection of hand-drawn pornography.
Yes.
However,
We have French
Like all
postcards.
middle class.
Prawn.
Tinsel with an L.
Mm.
You have 1d6 doses of drugs.
That's why you're with us.
Mm.
You're our dealer.
Well, I do have no marketable skills.
Oh, this gets better and better. A dozen sticks of incense,
You're a hippie.
a lantern,
Hippie.
2 flasks of oil, a tinderbox, a
Say
small
that like it's an
hammer,
insult.
Hippie.
Small hammer.
yeah, a dozen iron spikes, a sword cane,
Ooh.
half a dozen pencils. So that's
Okay.
that's Linsel with a P.
Mm.
And a
With the
notebook.
pencil.
You have a notebook containing an earnest young man's surprisingly eloquent poetry.
Oh, darling.
Notebook of
The
poetry.
question is whether or not you're the young man or someone else
Exactly.
is the young man.
I don't
Oh,
know that poetry is at the top of my list.
You
but-
are what a thief. You
I am
also
what a
have
thief.
thieves' tools.
I do.
As a cultist, you
Yes.
also have an expensive symbol of your cult and a piece of clothing that signifies your faith. And as a champion, you also have a book explicating your ideology.
Because I'm evil. My middle name is Misery.
That's it.
Thank God.
Oh my God. Well,
Do you want to randomly roll some names?
Yes.
Yes.
oh, that's good because I feel like I'd struggle with an attempt to come up with a name in this sort of setting.
My name is John the Baptist.
Cultist.
If ever there was a cultist. I'm going to have to look up what the Persian version of John is, because there has to be one.
What you're going to do is each roll a d20 and a d20 for
Oh,
your
damn
first
it.
and last name.
Okay.
18.
Or sorry, no, just one d20. So you're going to roll a d20 for your first name.
18.
12.
Okay. 18, are you male or female? Or gender neutral?
We are gender neutral.
Sarsiak. It has actually a complex section on how to build a name from these words.
Yes.
But Sarsiak and an associated word is sumac.
Oh,
I rolled a 3.
A 3. Male, female?
Male.
Male. Male would be... okay, here we go. Masculine names. Common could be Darud, or rare could be Dariush.
I'm happy to go with a more common Darud.
Okay, Poppy?
12. And I am male.
Male. 12. Common could be Mirza. However, rare could be Kashayir.
I like that one. How do you spell that?
Kashayr.
Cashier.
And then there's a whole bunch of stuff on noble families and namings and how the whole the whatever. Yeah. It's actually a fairly
My
complicated
name
section on
is
names going into
Kashayir.
the Arabic or Persian style of names.
Cool.
But
Very
anyway,
cool.
that's it. You're ready to go to a dungeon.
Fuck yeah. I'm be so evil.
Yep.
Evil.
Yeah, I don't know how we met one another.
You could also instead have rolled money and bought your stuff, but I like the random rolls better.
yeah.
Random is better.
I do want to highlight some of the awesome bits of random equipment that you can start with in this game.
I'm very pleased with the sword cane that I ended up with.
It's pretty cool. I would like to note, okay, so if you had rolled an 18, you would be of the Blood Royal. Now, in these sections, it's always the 3s and the 18s that have the best results.
Sure. The extreme option.
If you had rolled a 3, if you had rolled 18 and got Blood Royal Social, but you had rolled a 3 for your equipment, you would start with 3 pistols, 2 dozen bullets, a powder horn, a signet ring, a flouncy shirt that shows off your chest, and a poison dagger you took for the man who tried to kill you yesterday.
Oh, man. Can't we just say that I rolled that?
Whereas, if you had rolled an 18, a signet ring, a jeweled dagger, 2 other weapons of your choice, the armor of your choice, an armored warhorse, 2 weeks of rations, 50 feet of silk rope, a bedroll, a grappling hook, and a letter from the Nightmare Realm offering you a crown of your own should you agree to betray your kin.
That's very specific.
Well then.
Wow, I realized that none of us rolled any food.
Yeah. However,
I'm so evil I don't need to eat.
if you had rolled the Wretched and the Lost, so if you had rolled a 3 on your social status, and then a 3 on your equipment, you begin with, you have a pistol that spits forth the concentrated fury of a dead age, long buried and forgotten. It never needs to be reloaded.
Wow. That is dramatic. I didn't realize those kinds of things existed in the Middle East during this period.
Whereas if you had rolled an 18 on that, you have 1d6 doses of drugs of your choice, a club, and a mask that lets you see ghosts, spirits, and invisible things.
Fascinating.
Yeah, now my sword cane seems kind of lame.
I love this game.
The last character I rolled for this system was a wizard who ended up with like 4 pistols. It was just kind of like, when I'm done with spells, it's like I'm turning into the grandpa from
Here's one.
Boondock Saints.
Lesser nobility roll 18. You have a compass, a hand mirror, a lantern, 2 flasks of oil, a tinderbox, a magnificent-looking sword, a notebook, half a dozen pencils, a pair of dice, dark, tousled hair, and the love of a foolish young maiden smitten by that crown of thorns you wear, oh bastard child.
Wow.
Do I have to write that down in my equipment?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
The love of a woman.
I got a copy of this from Johnstone when I told him I was writing a program to automate the creation of characters for this game, and he sent me a copy of all the text, and I just exported it and converted it to a Python, and that's one of the items that you totally get on your equipment list.
Can you get that in Hammercrawl?
I didn't want to rip on his stuff for Hammercrawl, so I took some inspirations and writing some new stuff, but it's not one for one.
Gotcha.
Fair enough. Well, that's cool.
Tell us about these characters. What's their story here? Why are you going out into the dungeons?
Well, I can speak to Darude. Growing up from a minor noble family in this region, I thought that I had everything all set out for myself, but I've always been the black sheep of my family to some degree. Not well liked among my family.
No,
not really well liked among most people who know me. Really, hardly anybody likes me.
How does that manifest? That's a charisma of 3.
I think that his charisma of 3 has to be associated with a really foul smell. I feel like when your charisma gets low enough, it's not just that you have a hard time communicating, but there's something about you that is off-putting right from the very get-go. It can't be just about how you act. It has to be something that is intrinsic to your person. 3 charisma is absolutely scraping the bottom of the barrel. So, I feel like you take to the streets, you steal what you can, you try and move away from your family, you become disconnected from them, you start to find that laws sway in ways that suit your fancy, you ignore certain rules, and then you maybe fall in with a tougher crowd that, has some more pointed, nasty intentions, and maybe they're they have a very convincing argument for why you should follow their path.
So you didn't start evil. You let them convince you to be.
Well, yeah, I turned evil because I was kicked out of the house by my family.
Well, that checks out.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of the darker ones here. How did you end up with these two?
Well, I don't know exactly where I found them, but I'm sure wherever I did find them, I found them immediately intriguing.
The brothel.
Well, you probably found them at the Adjective Animal beer hall. Yeah.
Adjective Animal beer hall.
Yes.
Nice.
The fucking octopus?
Yes.
That seems less Middle Eastern than I was
Middle Eastern.
thinking.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
Randy octopus. The Randy squid.
The pointed scorpion. I don't know.
The cuddly cuttlefish.
The cuddly scorpion. I love it. The cuddly
The
scorpion.
cuddly scorpion. Yes, it's a very evil bar.
You found them at the cuddly scorpion.
Sounds about right.
Adjective animal. Brilliant.
Yeah, were
Now-
you guys trying to recruit?
What's your intelligence?
11?
Okay. What's yours, Jacob?
My intelligence is an 8.
Okay. You're clearly the smartest of this group, which means you probably put it together. Now, he is clearly dumb as a box of hair,
Yeah.
but
But so evil. And
so strong.
And so ferocious.
Yeah. But I think perhaps he doesn't have a very strong sense of smell.
As
And
far
as a
as,
result,
that's my curse,
no,
you see.
he thinks it's him.
Oh, sure.
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
you're
God.
right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I've just never spoken up about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you smell really bad.
Yeah, bro, what's going on with that?
Sumac bin Kansari is a younger child. When I found out my family's dark secret, I strangled one of my own elder brothers, which is where I learned my taste for the garrote, and headed to the streets. It's tough going when you're a bit of a weakling, but when you find someone who's a budding champion of evil, who knows their way around a pick, as long as you keep them well liquored up, you have a friend for life and a protector forever. Self-interest is my game, Sumac's my name, and I think I may have found a thief that I can ride to success.
I'll do what I can.
Okay.
Right on.
I love it.
That's the Nightmares Underneath.
That's brilliant.
I feel like I'm ready to throw myself into a dungeon and die horribly.
This party is not going to survive long.
But we're going to look so good doing it.
I'm going to maybe charm and willpower my way through a couple things, but that's about it.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that's terrified that Poppy's going to stab me at the back at the first
I
opportunity.
probably will.
Gosh, dang it.
The question is whether or not it's because Poppy thinks it's the right thing to do, Poppy just wants to, or because Poppy forgets who you are.
Right.
Like, what? Shank?
Impulse control.
No, you don't shank. You smack with a
That's
hammer.
right.
Smack with a hammer. I'm going to smack your
So
shit up.
that's the Nightmares Underneath. It's,
Very cool.
It's a very
Fun.
I love the random equipment. It doesn't necessarily create capable characters, but it does create them that are interesting.
I would play this as a one-off, like, dungeon crawl. I don't think I'd want to play this as a campaign.
You have played this as a one-off dungeon crawl.
Oh, yeah.
I ran this for a hammer crawl
yeah,
session.
yeah, exactly. But
You
as
were the
yeah.
pornographer.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
This is not
I don't remember
surprising.
hearing about that class.
I don't think that one's been published yet.
That was the Knights of Gathar bar. We're working on it.
We're working on
Yeah.
that. Oh, yeah, bro, with Broadchod Radad.
Broadchod Radad.
I can't remember my character's name, but he was a fucking weirdo.
He was a weirdo.
I went there and it was
So the
twisted.
apple has not fallen too
Yeah,
far.
like we're surprised.
I mean, I'm weird in mind and in creativity, but in actuality, I'm like really square. You know, that's where I
what
let
do
my
you-
freak flag fly.
What do you foresee in this group's future?
We're gonna die.
Do you see this group actually functioning in any way?
Oh, well, I think maybe we're going to try and work towards some sort of cultist goal. That sounds reasonable.
I honestly see what's going to end up happening is some crucial clutch situation's going to come out. You're going to have the intelligence to see us through it. I'm going to have the willpower to argue you incessantly so we don't do anything. And they are going to have the raw anger and stupidity to get bored and kill us both.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get bored and just
That's how
like
it's gonna
go
end,
to
is
town on you with a
Poppy
hammer.
smashing both of us, huh?
Smashity, smashity.
Yeah, I see this. If you as players work together, then you can probably overcome each other's weaknesses. But again, this party is ripe for role-playing excitement.
My favorite.
I would love to run this group as a one-shot. I would love to see what happens.
My favorite music is the sound of smashing bones.
So that was a band from 1997.
Smashing Bones.
Smashing Bones. They were on the indie scene.
It's a little weird. I mean, I have to say, we're creating characters in this sort of, Aladdin-esque, Arabian Nights-esque setting, and we've all created evil characters. Like, is that because we associate the setting with some sort of malfeasance, or is it just random?
What I think happened ultimately was Poppy's character was most suited for a champion of evil.
Yes.
Stats lined up for that to be an ideal choice.
Sure.
And then Jacob was
similarly.
like, well, I can work with that.
I can work with that. And
Because Jacob couldn't be lawful.
I couldn't be. And so
neither of you guys could be good.
And it all just cascaded.
There you go.
And honestly, like I've had enough alcohol that I completely forgot about the Persian thing already. And it was just like, evil is fun. Let's do that.
And to be perfectly honest, if you're not looking from the Western portrayal of sword and sandal literature, Persian literature gets fucking dark. Really fucking dark.
Sure.
And it's wonderful.
This book lists as its inspirations. I'm going to skip some of the games here. Nope, they're all games. Never mind.
Just run the list.
I'm going to go through the games that it lists. And the first one is very important because its skill system is inspired by Apocalypse World. Apocalypse World is one. Basic D&D. Which he lists twice because there's two versions. There's the version by Frank Menser and then the version by Tom Moldbeck. They are very different games.
They are.
Anyway, Black Sand by Mark Gascoigne. Call of Cthulhu, Carcosa, Dungeon Crawl Classics, Dungeons and Dragons, Expert D&D, Freebooting Venus by D. Vincent Baker.
I'm familiar with that.
Into the Odd. Most of these are games. I'm looking Into the Odd, Cult, Metamorphosis Alpha, Miseries and Misfortunes, The Rise of Early Modern Science, Islam, China, and the West, which is not a game. Shahnama by Ferdowsi, translated by Ahmed Sadri. The Venture of Islam, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, White Hack, and then Wonder and Wickedness. Vastly, these are role-playing games.
Fascinating.
So is this a sort of game which, like Dungeon Crawl Classics, has a tendency to lead to fast player death in sort of random and ridiculous ways? Or is it a little bit more robust than that?
Well, here's how this works. And Dungeon Crawl Class, I will rebuke that statement.
Fair
but
enough.
Not fiercely.
Okay.
Dungeon Crawl Classics does not necessarily lead itself to fast player deaths or character deaths. If it led to player deaths,
that would be really
come
unfortunate.
To the table. But it does not necessarily lead itself to quick character deaths. What it does is it leads itself to cull the weak and inexperienced. Dungeon Crawl Classics, much like any old school game, can be mastered and ultimately dominated by people who play wisely. I've seen people survive a funnel with all 3 or 4 of their starting characters because they chose to be wise. They explored the scene. They focused on each thing the GM said and like, I'm going to manipulate that statue. Or, they let someone else do it.
But they still had to create a number of characters at the very outset because there is an anticipation that one of those characters is probably going to get killed somewhere down the line.
I mean, this is the kind of game, much like old school D&D, that it tells you to create a character randomly. You could totally approach this and say, I just want to be a fighter, so I'm going to roll my stats and assign my highest 2 and then whatever. Sure. But yeah, it does. If you don't play wisely, your character is going to suffer a horrible fate in the nightmare incursions that these dungeons are into the world.
Well, and given our general sense of intelligence and willpower, I feel like we're likely to make a poor choice somewhere down the line.
I think poor choices have already been made if this group is going into the dungeon.
I would like to take a moment to talk about evil.
Mm.
Because evil is up to interpretation from the person portraying the evil. Evil doesn't necessarily mean chaotic evil in this game. It simply means that is your bent. You are bent towards violent selfishness, or, numero uno, fuck everyone else. Is ultimately, I guess, what evil portrays as.
Yeah.
Your characters don't necessarily have to be psychotic murder hobos.
No, probably better if they're not.
I think if your group was more a selfish, we are setting ourselves up as a crime syndicate in the beginning, or a really selfish, a group of slavers, or a group of extortionists, or...
I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't actually be, to some extent, beholden to whatever cult Sumac over here is representing. Certainly, if the cult has some kind of a hold on us, it might drive us to be more evil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, people think evil, and they think Cobra, or something like that.
It could just be spreading the gospel of our cult.
Evil doesn't necessarily have to be stupid.
Yeah,
I'm stupid.
But even stupidity can be targeted towards a specific purpose.
Ignorance can be very evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you have a really stupid warrior.
Mm-hmm.
But that warrior is committed to your cause. So that means the two of you have an additional weapon in your inventory that is him.
As long as we can keep it pointed in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's it's more of a metaphorical weapon, but essentially you have a weapon at your disposal, which is point them at something and make sure they know it's bad.
Well, and it's always a boon, even if your party is evil, to have at least a common goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something else to remember is that evil people don't consider themselves evil unless they're insane.
Yeah.
So you may
Look
be...
at me, how evil I am.
Yeah, those characters are boring generally.
You may be aligned
towards
evil, but you may have things that are considered socially evil, that are considered against the general morality of the setting, but you yourselves aren't sitting in a bar going, "What evil can we do today?"
I am definitely
those games can be fun though.
I am sitting in a bar, twisting my mustache, sharpening my
hammer.
Hey, that's how it hits extra hard.
Because I'm really dumb. I'm sharpening my hammer.
I gotta sharpen my hammer. I like to sand it so it's got a really fine surface.
Yeah.
Hey, thief, can you steal another hammer?
I have one.
Our fighter just sharpened their hammer into nothing
I guess
again.
a sharpened hammer is ultimately a pick.
Essentially, good thing they're good at both.
Yeah.
But
Picks and hammers.
I could see these characters being focused on a cause, and that cause could be against the general wellness of the society.
Well, what do you do when our champion's hammered? I'm not sure, but I know what you don't do. You don't pick a fight.
On that note.
On that groan.
I would like to see this party.
It could be fun.
There may be powerful items at the bottom of these dungeons that we can devote to the cult.
I feel like we need one more character to round out the party.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'd just be afraid of that character being substantially more average than we are, and we're fucked.
I'm a champion of law. We're like, yeah, come along.
Yeah, come on, buddy.
I see that character being Xander playing a good aligned bard.
So if that happens, we say nothing about what our alignment is, and the entire goal is we're stringing this bard along so we can sacrifice him at the bottom of the dungeon.
We want him to tell our great tales of our evilness.
Either that, or what you're going to do is you're going to go in, you're going to get him out, you all get out of the dungeon, and then you roll him. So that's what the three of you are. The three of you are a group that gathers a fourth adventurer and leads them into the dungeon.
This is not the first time we've done that.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, look at my new hammer. Whack!
Let's go in the dungeon so we can rob you.
I have a question. Wow, this is turning into a weird
Super
Persian
weird
thuggy cult.
Yeah, really.
So I just have to ask, with an intelligence of 3,
yes,
does your champion of evil have a traumatic brain injury?
Well, they are cursed.
No.
I don't think they have a traumatic brain injury because their ferocity is 16 with a modifier of a +2.
Maybe brain injury
A
causes
dexterity
ferocity.
of 12.
I'm okay. That's not ruling anything out in my experience.
Well, okay, that's fair. I mean, it kind of just, I guess it depends on where the.
I honestly, I think it does make sense for both of you, for all three of you to be part of the same organization.
Yes.
Because you have a cultist of evil, a champion of said evil, and then a thief who is also evil.
the fucking octopus. That's our cult name.
Maybe you were partially lobotomized.
No.
And they took the good part out of your brain and only left you with the
Yeah.
There we
championship of
go.
evil.
And my curse is that I'm trying to get my part of my brain back. That's my.
It's in the dungeon
It's
somewhere.
in the dungeon with the heart and the
I
treasure.
know a guy who knows the guy who
Well,
can put it back in for you.
You know a guy who knows a guy
Yes.
who told you that it was down in that
And I
dungeon.
believe them.
Yeah.
Because I'm basically an evil champion middle class Pekingese trying to find my brain.
So this is an interesting group. I would love to run this as a one shot.
Mm.
Yeah,
to
totally.
see where these characters go. I would not run this as an extended campaign. I would.
Probably
I'm
not.
just as a GM. I'm not all that into evil. You know, I like heroes.
Yeah.
Even if they're not like the world-shaking, God-destroying heroes, I like people that have solid principles and I can get behind and that I can appreciate.
Have you ever seen the Savage World setting Necessary Evil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't run it. I'm not really into supers.
Yeah, that's true.
I love you all. I've got to go to bed.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and close this out. Thanks for listening. This was Character Jam from Bikers, Dice, and Bars, and we were doing The Nightmares Underneath by Johnstone Metzger. It is a beautiful book. The art is amazing. It is considered an old school style, classic inspired retro clone role playing game.
It's
It's beautiful.
It's really pretty.
There's supplements now. You should check it out.
Right on.
And anyway, I'm NPC.
I'm just Jacob.
I'm Linsel, like tinsel, but with an L.
Poppy Beaujolais.
Thanks for listening, folks, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for joining us, friend. We've reached the end of Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Talking bicycles and motorbikes, gamer things and all the like. You can listen to it in your car. The Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Bikers, Dice, and Bars. Yep.